Three students are having a detailed discussion about their volunteering experiences and how these activities have influenced their personal and professional development. One student shares that they have been working as an orientation leader at the university for quite some time. They explain that although planning events, guiding new students, and managing large groups can sometimes be stressful and overwhelming, they genuinely enjoy the experience. They feel happy when they meet new people from different backgrounds, and they believe this role has significantly helped them improve their leadership abilities, communication skills, and public speaking confidence. They also mention that handling unexpected situations during orientation programs has made them more responsible and adaptable. Another student talks about their volunteering experience at the university library. They describe how they spend their time organizing books, assisting visitors, planning small community events, and helping students find the right academic resources. While they find the work meaningful and satisfying because it contributes to the community, they also admit that some tasks, such as shelving books for long hours and doing repetitive data entry work, can sometimes feel boring and physically tiring. The third student shares their experience working at an animal shelter. They explain that the job requires a lot of physical effort, including cleaning, feeding, and taking care of animals. They also mention that the work can be emotionally challenging, especially when dealing with sick or abandoned animals. Despite these difficulties, they find the experience extremely rewarding because they are able to care for animals and make a real difference in their lives. They feel a strong sense of satisfaction when they see the animals recover and find new homes. As the discussion continues, the students reflect on the various skills they have gained through their volunteering activities. The orientation leader explains that they have become more confident, flexible, and better at handling pressure. The library volunteer shares that they have developed strong problem-solving and analytical skills by helping people locate information efficiently. The animal shelter volunteer adds that they have learned important skills such as multitasking, teamwork, and staying calm in stressful situations while working with different people and animals. Finally, all three students agree that volunteering plays a very important role in their lives. They believe it not only allows them to contribute positively to the community but also helps them build valuable skills that will benefit their future careers. Although they sometimes find it difficult to balance volunteering with their university studies and personal life, they are motivated to continue their volunteer work in the next semester because they find it both meaningful and personally rewarding.
Three teachers are having a detailed discussion about free online courses and their impact on education. One teacher says that the rapid growth of free online courses is a very positive development because it provides educational opportunities to people who cannot afford traditional education. They explain that many famous universities now offer free online courses, making quality education more accessible than ever before. However, they are surprised that although many people enroll in these courses, only a small number actually complete them. Another teacher agrees and explains that one of the biggest challenges is that many people do not trust free online courses. Some learners believe that if a course is free, it may not be genuine or useful. Others worry that it could be a scam or think that free courses do not provide real value. Because of these doubts, many people never even register for the courses, even though they could benefit from them. The third teacher believes that the main problem is not trust but lack of time. Many learners have full-time jobs, family responsibilities, or other commitments, making it difficult for them to follow a fixed study schedule. They suggest that universities should make courses more flexible by allowing students to study at their own pace. They also believe that people who have clear personal or career goals are much more likely to stay motivated and successfully complete their courses. The discussion continues as the first teacher explains that online learning requires a great deal of self-discipline. Without regular classroom support, many students lose motivation when the coursework becomes difficult or time-consuming. Since the courses are free, learners do not lose any money if they stop studying, which makes it easier for them to quit before finishing. The second teacher adds that this lack of financial commitment reduces accountability. They suggest creating peer study groups, discussion forums, certificates, or achievement rewards to encourage learners to remain committed and complete the course successfully. Such support systems could help students stay motivated throughout their learning journey. Finally, the third teacher points out that many free online courses are not promoted effectively. Often, universities simply upload the courses to their websites without proper advertising, so many potential learners never discover them. They also mention that some students prefer practical, hands-on courses instead of theoretical ones and usually choose courses based on their interests rather than how easy they are. In conclusion, all three teachers agree that free online courses have great potential, but improving promotion, flexibility, motivation, and learner support would help more students complete them successfully.
Three students are having a discussion about whether they should ask their professor for more time to complete a philosophy essay. One student asks the others if they are going to the library because everyone seems busy finishing the essay before the deadline. Another student explains that they accidentally wrote the wrong due date in their diary and only realized that the essay is due tomorrow. Since it is already too late to ask for an extension, they decide to do their best with the limited time they have. They also ask if the other students have requested extra time. The first student replies that they are not asking for an extension either. They admit that they usually leave assignments until the last minute and always end up rushing to meet deadlines. Although they know they should manage their time better, they often repeat the same habit. They then ask the third student, who is usually well organized, whether they have already finished the essay. The third student explains that they did ask the professor for an extension and received 2 extra days. However, they wish they had been given more time because they have several assignments due at the same time and are also busy preparing to move to a new house. Although managing all these responsibilities is stressful, they appreciate that the professor was understanding and feel that 2 extra days are still helpful. The conversation continues as the first student encourages the third student and asks whether they can get extensions for their other assignments as well. The third student says that another professor cannot extend the deadline because they will soon be leaving on sabbatical. Therefore, they must complete that assignment on time. They remain confident that they will finish everything, even if the quality is not perfect, because submitting the work is better than not submitting anything. Finally, another student says that getting an extension sometimes only delays the pressure because the assignment still has to be completed eventually. They decide to stay focused, work hard, and finish the essay instead of watching the football match that evening. The students agree that many of their classmates are facing the same problem, which makes them feel less stressed and more motivated to complete their work before the deadline.
Three students are having a discussion about whether the school should provide one-on-one career mentor services for undergraduate students. One student strongly supports the idea and explains that they are unsure whether to continue with graduate studies or start working after graduation. They believe that general career workshops only provide basic advice, while a personal mentor could offer guidance related to their major, recommend internships, and introduce them to professionals in the industry. They also mentioned that one of their friends received an excellent internship opportunity through a mentor, showing how valuable personal guidance can be. Another student disagrees and argues that the program would be too expensive for the school. They explain that the Career Center already has only a few counselors who are very busy, and hiring mentors for different majors would require a large budget. They also believe that many students would not use the service regularly because they are often occupied with assignments and other academic work. Instead of creating a new mentoring system, they suggest organizing more major-specific career workshops that could benefit a larger number of students. The third student also shares concerns about the proposal. They explain that alumni mentors may provide outdated career advice because industries change rapidly. In addition, alumni often have full-time jobs, making it difficult to schedule meetings with students. Some students may also feel uncomfortable discussing their career plans with someone they do not know. Therefore, they believe that improving the existing career services would be a better solution. The first student responds by saying that these challenges can be solved. They suggest providing training for mentors so they stay updated with current industry trends, offering online meetings during evenings, and arranging short introductory sessions for shy students. They also point out that many professors are willing to volunteer as mentors because they already have strong professional connections. In their opinion, even if only a portion of students use the service, it would still help many young people make better career decisions and find jobs they truly enjoy. The discussion continues as another student argues that the school should spend its limited budget on scholarships, laboratories. They explain that the school has already reduced funding for laboratory equipment in the past, so adding another expensive service may not be practical. The third student agrees and says that the Career Center should first improve existing resources, such as updating the online job board regularly and making current services more effective. In conclusion, While one student believes personal career mentors would greatly benefit undergraduates, the other two feel that improving the existing career center would be a more practical and cost-effective solution.
The discussion is about whether electric vehicles should gradually replace petrol and diesel cars. The participants examine the environmental benefits, economic challenges, technological developments, and the future of sustainable transportation. One participant begins by explaining that electric vehicles are becoming increasingly popular because they produce little or no direct air pollution. Unlike conventional vehicles, they do not release harmful exhaust gases, which helps improve air quality and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Many governments are encouraging people to purchase electric vehicles by offering tax benefits, subsidies, and investments in charging infrastructure. Supporters believe that the widespread use of electric cars will play a significant role in addressing climate change. Another participant points out that electric vehicles still face several challenges. The initial purchase price is generally higher than that of petrol or diesel vehicles, making them less affordable for many families. Charging stations are not yet available everywhere, particularly in rural areas, and charging a battery usually takes much longer than refueling a traditional vehicle. Battery replacement can also be expensive, creating concerns about long-term maintenance costs. A third participant believes that technological progress will gradually solve these problems. Battery technology is improving rapidly, allowing vehicles to travel longer distances while charging more quickly. As production increases, manufacturing costs are expected to decrease, making electric vehicles more affordable for ordinary consumers. Many automobile companies are investing heavily in research and development to produce safer, more efficient, and environmentally friendly vehicles. Towards the end of the discussion, the participants agree that electric vehicles are an important step toward a cleaner and more sustainable future. Although there are still challenges related to cost, charging infrastructure, and battery technology, continuous innovation and government support are expected to accelerate their adoption. The discussion concludes that a gradual transition from petrol and diesel vehicles to electric transportation is likely to benefit both the environment and future generations.